Mm-hmm. 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 Do it to me one more time. Life was never enough. Mm-hmm. 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 Just kind of doodling. What's going on, John? It's just me doodling right there. We may go back to it. Look, I got some Sean Davis down at the corner, and then I was kind of drawing his character a little bit. Like, how could his character look cooler? I don't know. We'll look at that later. I'm going to share the screen for some other shit. We're just kind of warming up. I don't have intros. So I'm just going to warm up. Everybody open it, crack a beer. Praetor 7 in the house. Got a problem spelling. Oddly shaped, like a Lazmat's head. What's going on, John Longbox? How you doing, sir? John Macahan. Macahon. Macashiny? Macashan. I might get him in on our thing. It's normal now. So never mind. Okay. Hello, John. Something cool that I saw. I don't know if you guys play Helldivers, where you are how much can I play of this? This guy has uploaded skins for Helldiver. So normally, like, you look like some kind of weird futuristic soldier.
In fact, I'm
wearing a cape and
disobeying in direct order.
Yeah, I feel like that's
you're in this future and you're kind of like fighting for Super Earth, and there's I like the game. I think the game is really fucking cool because every time you're playing, it's like building into something. It's like affecting a larger conflict or war. So you have Super Earth in the center, and on this like galaxy map, and on one side you've got like this AI element that you're dealing with. This part of region is suddenly being invaded by AI, and so you're fighting them off. And so if you win and you do all your combat for that round, it shows like, oh, you've contributed 0.1% towards the overall conflict on that planet. And like there's different planets in a region. So like one planet you're fighting the AI, like you're fighting these guys in the background right here on like a desert planet, or you're fighting them on a fucking jungle planet, which that was, dude, there was this jungle planet, I swear to God, it was called something Creek, the planet, and it was like Vietnam. It was like just constant fighting, and what was cool was like people on X and on Facebook, like the Helldiver groups were like, focus on this. So like the players can affect the outcome, and the developers have talked about like they are actually who the players are going against. So like the players are doing stuff, and then developers see what the players do, and then try to counteract it. So there's like this cool back and forth. As opposed to like Battlefield 6 looks dope, but like it's not contributing to anything. So on one side you got AI, and then on the other side of the galaxy that you're living on, you've got this invading like insect hordes. Basically fucking Starship Troopers, and that's what it looks like and feels like. It feels like very Starship Troopers, like from the game, or from the book a little bit, like the getting shot to the planet, like that's Starship Troopers, but they don't have like the giant like mech suits that they have in Starship Troopers. But you get like jetpacks, you get all this like cool shit. So it's kind of like, all right, like, hey, do you want to fight against the AI, or it's just like these humanoidish, robots, like fighting Terminators with chainsaw hands, and or do you want to fight these like flying insect things that will just like rip your body in half? It's a fun game, but I like the fact that your contributions are felt across the whole game. So this guy, he's on a PC. So PC, you get a little bit more leeway in I guess your skins and what you have. Like on the PlayStation 5, I have the most like the coolest skins that I got were like the Halo skins. So my guy looks like a fucking Spartan when he's running around. But this guy, he like downloaded or uploaded and created like modern warfighter kits, with like Molly and
It would be a few straight rounds.
night vision goggles and all kinds of shit, like
That's not Thunderbird. That's
fry pants and all kinds of
Did you just
platforms and shit like that,
I was letting
which is all
some
super dope.
rounds
I'm
go,
a
and
total
somebody
fucking
just
kit
walked in
nerd.
front of me.
So he's uploaded. So yeah, so see, this guy is like,
I
but
made
he's like,
I
he's
think
not
they
fighting with a
teach you,
laser. The guy is
in
uploaded
But I could be wrong.
it was a runaway
and
gun.
did the
I had to let
specs
it
for
run.
carbine or whatever it is.
We have a
It's a dope game.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're dropping you right on that. Connery's.
Barbie to your heart's content.
Yeah.
Many of these
So
mods have been made
so
by
like
yours
normally it
truly.
doesn't look like that.
We've modded the Helldiver weapons into some mod.
Yeah, so like you can see in that, like this is what he's lining up, but like normally down here you can see there's like capes and shit. I mean, it's cool. It looks very like Mandalorian or something, but
of uniforms and helmets, so you can play tactical Barbie.
Is that it?
it's pretty cool. But I just saw this and was like, oh shit, this is fucking dope.
Ouch. Going back.
It just looks dope, like this is what I would love to see. Like instead of spending money and making some weird Netflix movie called Bad Machine or something like that, where Reacher, did you see that there's like a Ranger battalion, they're training to be Rangers. You got the guy from Reacher, and he's like on the Ranger team, trying to train. And when they're out there, an alien like lands and starts fucking killing them all, and he has to be the last one surviving and kill it. As a movie, I don't care. But like this right here is basically like you watch, instead of watching a corny game, actually play the fucking or instead of watching a corny movie, just play the fucking game, and like it suddenly becomes a lot cooler. Like suddenly, like you're a bunch of like modern guys dealing with fucking you know, fucking Skynet. You know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck? Who's fighting? Who's piloting those things? Nobody's piloting them. It's the fucking AI. What the fuck?
South.
It's AI.
Adam,
What the fuck is going on? Turn the switch up. There's no switch, sir.
Laura did not have it.
Ouch.
Another
Another
fallen
fallen
No,
comrade.
no.
He's
No,
got
I
a
was
battle
stuck
shirt
on a
on.
cactus.
He's got a little fucking rattle belt. It's fucking dope as shit. He's got a
Welcome
little
to
battery
Arizona.
pack. He's got like rails on the side of the
Very
helmet.
Arizona.
Just looks
Florida.
fun. That
Oh,
looks so
that
cool.
Okay, that does not have the bring the out of it.
Arizona is known for its volcanoes.
Love that shit. Hello, John. I haven't played Helldivers, but it looks really fun. It is pretty fun. Almost too fun. Yeah, it's very like Starship Troopers. Like, would you like to know more? Like the Starship Troopers, the movie that came out, you know, where it's like, would you like to know more? Would you like to know more? It's like that. It's a cool, but like they've like pushed it, you know. I don't know, like when I'm playing, like I'm just like, for Super Earth, motherfucker, Super Earth. If you ain't running around on two legs, you're fucking dead. So yeah, it's got some Super Earth stuff, but it's fun. There's one extraction game that looks really cool called the Forever Winter, but I think it's PC only. Ugh. I was playing Arc Raiders, but I got a little burnt out. How's it going, Emily? Hello. Sony needs to bring back Killzone 2 and 3 were awesome. Really fun universe. I didn't play those. I missed that train. I missed the Killzone train. Yeah, I guess you'd have to like I only play like one game at a time, you know. If something else comes out, I kind of like move aside. So I'd have to like go back and look and see, okay, what games came out at the same time as Killzone 2 and 3. Like if it was like a Grand Theft Auto or something like that, I might have been rock and rolling. What's going on, dude? Hope you're feeling good, man. I saw you streaming. That's good stuff. Getting back into the swing of things. It's always good to start creating, my man. You see, like, well, I'm gonna go over some artwork, and then I have like this thing that I was drawing. Just fucking around. I'm almost done with Rock and Roll Ninja 2. That's pretty dope. I'm enjoying that. So that's that. So if you haven't tried the game, give it a shot. It's pretty gnarly. I mean, at some points it's just pure fucking,
we got a Hulk.
Just pure chaos.
Southwest.
Like,
What do we not have?
you got
What do we
stuff
not?
flying in. People are exploding around you. You think you're running into a safe area, and then suddenly there's, another swarm of chainsaw armed
Or one of the Hulks
things.
down.
I think I stopped playing this because
That's a
That's fun.
worse.
Yeah.
Warhammer Space Marine 2 came out, and so I bought that. And I paid like the $100
Chin guns are down.
version of Space Marines 2. And I finally beat the campaign the other day.
Hold on, I'm reloading.
I finally went back and beat it.
I don't know, committing war crimes
Getting
against
burnt
bots.
out on Arc Raiders. So I was like, man, let me just go ahead and play this.
The Shredder's dead.
Oh, nice.
So that's this guy's stuff. I don't want anybody to think I'm swiping it.
Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor.
Hello. Hello. First time caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
First time caller, long time listener. I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Pretty sure my audio.
Unmute Mike. Unmute. Hello?
Not nearly as funny now. Can you hear me now?
Hold on. Speak.
Speaking. Hello.
Speak to me. Okay.
First time
Maybe on
caller,
my end.
long time listener.
What's up, man? How you been?
Not great, but I'm alive.
You're alive?
Yeah.
You got both hands still?
Yes.
You still got your little person?
Yeah. I hurt him real bad the other day, though.
You didn't give him something you wanted?
Nah. I was like cleaning out something in my old room here, and he came in behind on the door and kept slamming the door into my back while I was like behind it. And I kind of like made myself rigid so he couldn't slam the door, and it bounced back and peeled his big toenail back.
Ugh, damn, dude.
Yeah, dude. You don't even have to tell me. I'm beyond fucking traumatized. Like,
dude, you're gonna be paying for that later.
Toenail shit of any kind in a movie, in a YouTube video, in a fucking illustration, cannot handle it. Like any violence to that, and it echoes through my brain all day long, 24/7. Like seeing the damage to his toe,
dude.
I can't get over it, dude. I'm fucking scarred like you wouldn't believe.
That sucks.
It does suck, and I feel horrible. And every time I see him, it's like my wife's like, "You need to get over it. You need to like."
Has he gotten over it?
Oh yeah, he's good. He's running around like.
But you're just like.
Yeah, I'm looking. I see his entire dead toenail on his fucking toe sitting there with like dried blood gore around the edges of it, and it's just ready to pop off like a
fucking. You're like describing a Ren and Stimpy close up.
Yes,
you know, just like
that's what it looks like, dude. It's like when I look at him, it's like a virtual like giant magnifying glass just like shines right on his toe. And the toe, like, visually is bigger than him in my eyesight of what I see. And it's just like his smiling face,
like a stage spotlight, like everything goes dark except for like this white light on his toe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
then another one on you because it was your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. And my wife's like, "You're putting this too much, centering yourself too much on this." And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, this is like my ultimate nightmare right now. Like, I've maimed my child's foot, and now I gotta see it all the time. It's like a God's cruel joke to me.
Yeah, I haven't done anything like that.
Oh, you're lucky.
I want to snack. I'm going to bed. Okay, I want a snack. No, and then they get super upset and pissed off.
I can deal with that.
You know what I mean? It's like you're doing all day, and then at the very end, they're like, "Hey, can you sit here and read this long ass book like right before bed?" And you're like, "Can you pick a short book?" And then they get all bent out of shape, and you're like, "All right, fine."
Well, it's not only just that.
I'll read a long book.
Do they like partying till 3 a.m.?
No.
My kid doesn't know when to go to sleep. He's like, "We never go to sleep. Sleep is for robots. Like, I'm a animal beast that sleeps when I freaking waited a signal or something. Like, I don't need sleep."
Yeah, no, they got to go to sleep. They go to sleep at like 8ish.
Oh my god. So
dude,
lucky.
they go to bed at 8 and then they'll be up at 7 to get ready for school, to go to school. And then but if it's like an off day, like a not a school day or weekend or something, then they may sleep in until 7:30, 8. So but there's no naps. I mean, like once they wake up, it's fucking
dude,
it's full throttle
Oh
until about like 7:30. You could tell they start fucking wearing down. They start slouching on the couch and shit, you know.
Snails.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude, they carry me like a
I'm
slug.
slippily slide.
Carry me like a slug, daddy. And so they like go all fucking like limp.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, he'll start at 5 a.m. and he'll go till 3 a.m. the next day. Just be like, I don't need a nap. I don't even really need to go sleep right now, but you tricked me into lying here, and then the chemicals in my body started putting me to sleep because I was at an elevated vertical angle.
Yeah, you got. I mean, I'm not saying how it is or how you need to do it, but what works for us is like routine, you know, forced routine, not like forced routine, but just like, you know, hey, it's 7:30, time to brush your teeth. Like, it's not even like negotiable. It's just like, yo, like it's written in stone. Like, hey, man, it's 7:30. Like, it's time to brush your teeth. Time for your pajamas. You know, by 8 o'clock, you better have. It's time. You know, that's when it's time to have a book. Why? I mean, what do you mean why? Like, because that's how it is. Like,
right.
And then, but within, you know, a certain amount of time, and then it's just routine. You know, that's how it works for us. I mean.
Well, if we could get him to do a routine, maybe. We'll see.
He's a willful boy.
He is very willful.
Yeah, bro. I bet.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all that goes on in my life. I've got Goblin Girl, had somebody that was going to help me publish it. I didn't have quite enough money. And then they ended up not being able to. So now I'm back to like having to get all the money for shipping and everything myself. So I'm been working on this comic for this friend of mine's toy line. He got the rights to Army Ants. So I've been doing the Army Ants comics. I got one issue done so far. It's got 2 variant covers. But
that's cool.
So yeah, so if I can finish the second one, I should have enough money for shipping and everything, because I checked the printers, but it's like, I think it's something like, I think it was like $2,000 or something like that for everything. So
$2,000 for shipping and handling.
Well, for them to get the books to me, like after they're printed and everything, and then because I have to print.
Wow. So just from.
Yeah, because I have to print
just
like
from getting them printed. Okay, here's.
Well, I gotta get them printed.
Printed. Here's like several pallets of the books.
Yes, because I have to print like 400 copies of black and white, 400 copies of color, in case anything goes wrong with them, or they get lost in the mail or something. And then I have to print like, I think it was like 200 copies of the little.
Can you mail shit like signed? You know, I mean, like, could be like, hey, like, this is going to be FedEx. And
like, they have to have its signature before they can get the package?
Yeah.
I guess you could, but it's like, expensive. Hey, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
I think it's like an additional, like, I want to say it's an additional, like, $6 an item.
Because it seems like I'll, like, send posters, and, like, if I don't require that, like, somehow, like.
Yeah, if I was sending posters,
sometimes they just don't show up, dude. Or
happen.
Sometimes they just like they fucking disappear. Like I sent some shit for somebody's birthday, and it just didn't make it. And I was like, because I forgot to ask about it to get like signed, and like it was like the one time, dude. Like the last you know,
it's always that one
10 times. You know, I'm like sending shit. I'm like, yeah, can I get it signed? And then this time I was like, it'll be good. Nope.
And that's the time it gets lost.
So I had to like repackage a new, you know, care package of shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can get it signed. If I was doing posters, for sure I would do signed. But like
because
comics, kind of like
I got something in the works, and it's like gonna be like numbered. You You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
limited
there
number.
needs to be like an additional guarantee to the person buying these
Yeah,
books.
then I would
that,
I would take a sample of the item down and whatever you're thinking you're gonna ship it in, and then have them weigh it and like see what it costs to have the signature attached to it. It's for like a signature for acceptance of package, because you don't want to lose that because that's numbered and everything.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do like less number, less amount, but numbered and stuff,
Yeah. Wow, there's all kinds of people saying hello in the chat.
Hold on. Yep.
Prater 7, Old Dirty Fatty.
Yep.
I figured if it was 90s throwback show, I should definitely show up.
Is that what this is?
That's what it says. It says Frickin Awesome Show 90 draw stream.
This is episode 90.
Oh, see, I don't read things properly.
That would be my fault.
It's chemo brain.
If you didn't catch it.
It's chemo brain.
Draw stream, because I'm thinking about doing some drawing.
Yeah, you said your other book is almost done.
Yeah. Rock and Roll Ninja
That's
2
exciting.
Is almost done.
So is that launch when it's done?
Yeah.
I like that plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than the other shitty plan of like, give me your money and then hope that I get this done sometime in your life.
Well, there needs to be a rebuilding of trust. You know what I mean? Like the first book was like late, so
you don't have to tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's like because it's like no matter how good it is, sometimes like late is late. So
yeah,
the second book, like people who didn't get the first book will get an opportunity because we're going to do a second printing, and then we'll also have part 2 ready to go and printing.
Nice.
And then after that, I'm doing the sci-fi story with Splato with your boy Zach.
Nice.
And I'm doing something from my own shit, and then doing Rock and Roll Ninja 3. So busy.
Let's see if I can find this thing I was going to show you.
Dare I say, I would dare. I think I'm full time now at this point.
Wow. I thought it was in here. It's not in here. Fuck. Oh well. Art scans, maybe. I moved a bunch of stuff around because I was running out of space on my hard drive. I need to get another hard drive so that I can move shit.
Like and share in the chat. I'm gonna pull up something else while you're talking and
searching.
Something else that I like to pull up. It's called the Dork Review. And today's Dork Review is a Batman and Robin Blitz. Dopeness. I gotta tell you, look at all this. This is just nothing but derailment, dude. Derailment. God, I love Batman. What is your favorite version of Batman?
Probably. Oh man, it's tough. I do like. I can't remember what the Batman was called, but Matt Wagner did a run. Like it was like Dark Knight, Legends of the Dark Knight, I think. The guy who did Grendel.
Yeah,
I think it was Legends of the Dark Knight. He did like a 32 issue run or something like that. And it was really cool. But I do like that version right there. That's
I miss that.
Alan
Two-Face,
Davis.
the really fucking out there. Yeah, Alan something.
Alan Davis, I think.
Yeah.
His Batman was probably one of my favorites. I mean, anything Alan Davis for me is like,
Yeah, absolutely. He did like Excalibur.
yeah, Excalibur, Clandestine.
Look at
There's, I
the
forgot who it
shoes.
was, but there was some older artist, and basically he was doing every single character that that guy ever drew, like, and he did all the different like things the guy worked on. And I can't remember what the artist's name was, but it,
Yeah,
like
I
that was,
really enjoy this guy. I mean, some of his stuff looks like George Perez, right?
I would say a little bit. I mean, like, I think you
love
like
that
the
old, dude.
design.
I love this old. Could you imagine if they had Two-Face on the fucking old Batman TV show?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like
Especially like that,
fucking-
like you were saying, like that look of the
Yeah, dude. Like
striped coat.
I don't know, William Shatner. You know what I mean? Playing
Yeah.
fucking Two-Face.
Didn't William Shatner do the voice of him for the animated
I don't know.
60s? They did a movie that had Burt Ward and Adam West doing the voice of Batman.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it was the 60s style Batman look and characters. And I think
That's funny.
Shatner did do the voice of Two-Face.
Well, if the chat, chitty chat.
Maybe it's this.
This is
Stretch goals.
Frank Quietly.
Oh, Frank Quietly was good too.
I think this is Quietly. Yeah, this is Quietly.
Yeah.
This is Quietly. I don't know what that is.
It looks like Dark Knight Returns, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do with it?
Dan something. I like the outfit.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Very clean. Almost Dave Johnson-esque looking.
With that, there's a guy Doc something. Doc Samson.
There's a character, Doc Samson.
Yeah, this guy, he goes by Doc something. Fuck. But he does like real clean, like almost retro looking style.
Huh.
Wish I knew his name. It would help, but fuck it.
Oh man, this is murdering me. I can't find this thing I'm looking for. I didn't throw it away.
Oh shit. I like that symbol kind of. Fucking bat symbol.
Oh yeah. It's got big bold titty-esque B on the front of it.
You saw the trailer for Clayface?
Yes. What did you think of it? I think it looks like what they were intending to make out of it, which is a horror film. But as a Batman universe thing, like I could give a shit about like a from the villain side backstory. Like,
yeah,
if it doesn't have Batman in it, it's not exciting to me as a movie. And like, I mean, I like some horror films, but like, if they showed me shots of him like turned into the big kind of blobby like monster thing, like killing people and stuff as a monster creature feature, I think I would be interested in it. But just as a guy who's like, I'm sad and I can make my face.
Is it like a body horror kind of a thing? You know, where
It's
it's like
supposed to
it's
be.
not
It's
really
supposed-
like it's like The Fly. You know what I mean? Where like this is a guy who used to be an actor and now he's like slowly what he thinks is losing control of his body, but he then realizes that he can make giant fucking fists with spikes on him and shit.
Yeah, and he can spit acid. He's got acid for blood.
I do like this Batman. This is like the new Batman that they're showing right now. It's it's like all in Batman. So you have like the absolute Batman, and then you have this other Batman that they have right now.
Okay.
Called All In Batman, and he's like
he's all in.
He's all in. I don't know what the hell that means. It's a marketing thing, but
It doesn't mean anything that you would think it would mean. That's what I hate about the
it feels
absolute.
very. It feels like everything is like blue and gray, like this. Like it's brighter colors. I don't know if it's like meant to be the opposite of absolute Batman, where he's like stabbing people with his fucking ears. Like I think this is like Batman, who's like, you know, they've got like little schematics of like gear that he has, you know, like he'll like use his bat wing, his bat cape, you know, whatever, like turn it into a gliding thing, and it has like a little readout of what it's doing and shit, and like, you know, what it's, you know, does that make sense?
It does.
It's almost like it's playing it like a more of like a James Bond Q heavy Batman. Like he's really like, you know, these are all my gear, all my tech. He's very like tech heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would like for him to look, you know, to look like a giant fucking monster, but yeah, I need to see more Batman. Did you like Penguin? I like Penguin.
The Penguin TV show was all right. Yeah, I'm gonna watch a little bit. I never finished it. I think I watched half of it, and then I got.
You didn't finish it?
I didn't finish it because I got like to the point where I was watching. And I was like, "Where's the next episode? I gotta wait till next week." All right, well, I'm gonna wait until I can just watch all the way through them, and I just haven't gone back to do it yet.
Okay. Well then, oh damn.
Why is it good? Is it end good?
Is the end good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Batman show up?
It says devices not connected. Violent comics. Batman shows up. You want spoilers?
You can spoil it for me. I don't care. You know me. I don't care.
Okay. Well, first off, it's Doc Shaner. Yo, dude, your thing is not working. Doc
Shaner. I haven't heard of that guy. I'm kind of not following comics that much anymore, like I probably should.
Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez. There was like a guy who was that the guy who he used to draw like George Perez. He was doing Wonder Woman for a little while.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Doc, that's the guy that I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
What are you guys fucking looking at? Some like some Batman fucking covers or some shit? Trading cards?
Yeah, just like some Batman art collected on this website called Work Review. So it's just kind of, I'm gonna say DC conversation starters.
I am worried I threw it out now.
Just keeping it, you know, light.
Being more work for me.
Yeah, I could email you that fucking that Bisley fucking issue if you want to take a look at it.
Oh yeah. Email it to me.
All right, give me 1 second.
Dude, look at, he's got abs on top of abs.
Abs on top of abs.
This guy. It's like he's got like 2 abs, 2 muscles, and then the rest is just fucking lats. He's got just lat on top of lats, and then I'm not saying I don't like it. I like the way he did the cape. That's just dope.
New folder 2. Retransfer.
Let me check my email.
I just sent it. Yeah. It's fucking. I think you're gonna fucking dig it because it's like kind of like your art, man. It's like his first book from like ation, and it's kind of like your art, man. It's kind of has that kind of like cartoony kind of thing a little bit, but it's all black and white. It's fucking cool. But yeah, this Batman stuff's pretty cool too. It's like a little anime.
ABC Warriors.
Yeah. He got hired by like Pat Mills and those guys in like '86. I think he's like 18 or 19 years old, or maybe he's even 17. He's fucking young. and it was like he was like working some store or something like as a restaurant, like as a waiter. And he's like, oh yeah, they contacted me because they saw some art that I did in some like art show, and so they hired him for this one issue. But it's crazy, man. You see, it's like his art from his very first
shit!
comic
I'm
book.
like looking at it. I'm opening it up right now. I will share it in a second. I gotta get my
Yeah.
head right for this, dude. This looks fucking.
Yeah, he did like 3 or 4 issues.
Oh yeah, and also hold on, dude. I like I'm like I didn't realize I had like stopped on a fucking crotch shot of fucking Robin.
Spider-Man shot the McFarlane. Yeah,
It's a pickle. A lot of crotch shots.
Oh, I found it.
yeah. Some of this Batman stuff's cool. It's just like it's all different artists, I guess. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bunch of different.
I mean, I always love the Batman stuff where it shows Gotham City and you could see like all that background, like that, and it's like Gothic, like buildings, kind of like New York City.
Yeah,
It always kind of made me. It's like it kind of puts you in that thing, like it's like that seedy kind of element of fucking.
I
you know,
like.
using
I,
gutter.
you know, it's a hot take, but I like the. Oh no, that looks. The hot take is that like in the Batman movie, like the whole town is like really corrupt, and there's been so much bribing going on that like a lot of the buildings are like half built and shit.
Mhm.
And so there's like, you know, half built buildings all over the place, so it almost looks like skeletons of buildings.
Yeah, that's how New York was at one point. Like especially, yeah. I mean, anytime you go to New York, there's like scaffolding everywhere. It's kind of like you know, it is that kind of weird world. Chicago. I guess the movies were shot in Chicago. So
Yeah, they added extra like half built buildings everywhere. You know, they like added a bunch of shit to it. It's I like it. I like the Batman.
yeah, it's like thinking about it. I guess they never had like Central Park or anything like that, and like, but they did have the they did have like the Twin Towers and stuff in the Batman, but nothing like that. Yeah. No, it's like that whole element is like it's like I mean, Spider-Man kind of started doing that too, like sort of certain parts where he kind of went to the sewers with fucking Craven, that kind of crazy shit. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Yeah.
Wow, how old was this kid?
It was in 86, so I don't know how old he was. I think he was like 17, 18, 19 years old. Like he was out of high school.
Atomic, bacterial, chemical. It's just dope.
Yeah, the story's kind of cheesy and dumb. It's not very good, but it's the fucking the actual the art is just fucking. It's not, these first pages aren't the greatest, but it gets better and better and better, and just some of the pages will just blow you away. Like it's just he lays down like a ton of ink, and it's like he's kind of just developing as an artist. So it's really cool looking, dude. Like you'll dig it because it's like you're.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. That looks rad. This looks dope.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like these mech warriors that kind of like live in this, like it's all British, so it's like these mech warriors that live in this thing, and then there's like they're like a few
ABC warriors.
Yeah, dystopian kind of world.
You know this, Dan?
Oh, I know this book.
Okay, you probably know it better than me.
Am I gonna get in trouble for showing this? Is there any dirtiness?
I don't think, not in ABC Warriors. No, it's mainly just like ABC Warriors basically are like a robot team that I think it was like 5 robots, and they basically go into these combat battle zones and they kill everything.
Yeah, it'll introduce all the characters like on the 3rd or 4th page.
Do you remember the old Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd movie?
Of course.
You remember the big yellow robot guy?
Yes.
That was one of the ABC Warriors.
What?
Yeah.
It's all
That was
2000
like
AD. It's
yeah,
2000 AD,
2000
and like you're
AD.
thinking of like heavy metal because heavy metal would have tits and ass and shit.
Yeah.
2000 AD.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I was like,
yeah, this
heavy
2000
metal
AD.
shit.
It's I don't think so, because it's ABC Warriors is part of 2000 AD, and they're like, if I remember correctly, they're like basically like heavy metal, but they don't really show nudity.
Yeah,
I think
they don't
the only nudity I remember ever seeing was like maybe in Simon Bisley's like Slain stories, but I don't really remember it.
Batman, his Batman and Judge Dredd. That shit was dope, dude. God damn.
That was a crazy book.
Yeah, he kind of just did more covers at that point. He had developed where he just like, I knew a guy that knew Simon Bisley like really well, and Kevin Eastman, and he was telling me all these crazy stories about Bisley. And he just said Bisley's just a fucking. At that point, he was a maniac. By the time he was doing that shit, like he was like, he didn't really work that hard anymore. He kind of slowed down.
I shared something for your preview, Matt. I want you to like okay your the design layout of this thing. Are you good with that?
Yeah, man, go for it. Are
Okay,
you
cool.
good with it?
Yeah, I'm very good with it. I wanted you to see like
you don't the logo graphic by Matt Bart feels a little big.
what would you want me to make it a little small? I had it smaller before, but I was like, his name should be just as big as anybody else's. So
No, it's
like-
no. You could tuck mine down
because I had it
mine smaller and
I had
down
it
like
about half the size, and it was just gonna be in the corner there. Like, but I was like,
Yeah. You don't have to make mine. It feels odd it being that big. So yeah.
Okay.
Make that.
Well, then
I've never seen anybody's like graphic, logo design and then having their name that big. Like a little thing in the corner is cool, but yeah, it doesn't need to be the same size as everybody else.
Okay. Well, I wanted to show it to you before I did anything with it. So
Appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Good luck.
Yeah, true. I think it looks good, but I don't know. We'll see.
From what I saw, I remember it being pretty dope. So I think people would be happy. Do you have anything followed up afterwards?
Sort of.
Okay.
I've been You mean for that book itself?
I know you work fast, so I mean at this
Yeah,
point,
I got lots of other projects for sure. You know that, but as far as that book goes, I've been working on it, but I have like 2 or 3 different directions the second volume could go, and I haven't decided which way to go with it yet. So
they also appear in different comics and media.
yes.
So ABC Warriors or
Well, they're part of that
all over the
universe.
place.
Yeah, they're just part of the universe of 2000 AD, which includes Judge Dredd and all other crap.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters.
I think I have a collected comic thing of it somewhere in my room.
Oh, ABC Warriors.
Yeah. I don't think it's like all of it or anything.
Does it have Bisley's cover on it?
I think it's the Bisley one. Yeah.
Yeah, because that I got that came out like in
Man, this is
90s or something. It was
Yeah. That's about when I got it. It was like 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, my brother's like my friend's brother had it, and it was like fucking. He just showed it to us. We're like, what the fuck is this? We had to check this out.
I got into that like right around the time that I got into like Heavy Metal Magazine.
I'm not gonna lie, like the story, like if you're not reading it, it's very just like all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the art is
You know
he's
what I mean?
his
Like
first
it's
art.
just
Yeah,
like
it's
I
not
don't even, like
sequential
there's
art.
no connectivity between any of it.
I think it's both. It's his first issue. So
I love it. No, I mean,
but it's
I'm
just
not
showing
trying
off.
to knock fucking
That's the
Bisley. Holy
ABC Warriors
fuck.
right there.
It like oozes fucking style, like it's dope as fuck. But
Yeah.
that's wild as shit, dude. Those fucking bodies hanging, and he's already doing like silhouettes of shit, and
Yeah.
Yeah, he has this like Celtic art kind of thing too. It's like really fucking cool. It's just like
dude,
yeah.
that's some serious shit.
Yeah. I mean, imagine like him drawing that. He just, he must have just went through so much ink just drawing. He's just like, there's just so much like black on here. It's different for sure. And nobody had drawn like this. It was like, maybe even in the 70s, maybe, different guys were drawing. But you're talking about this came out in the 80s where everything kind of became a little bit more vanilla, I guess, to a certain degree.
Wow, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naked
It
ass
gets
fucking
better.
aliens in the background. It's just fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, he could have done. I mean, this is his first book. He could have done so much more with this talent. He just
That's crazy, dude. This
he became
fucking
sloppy.
I don't know if that's like meat hanging off of him or what, dude. But this
Oh, that's like smoke.
pointy-headed motherfucker is scary as shit. He's like, you know, like a.
I think he's supposed to be some kind of like some kind maybe like a priest or something like that. But
Inquisitor, like the Inquisition.
Yeah, I think so. It's a Torquemada, which is Torquemada was like part of the Inquisition. Yeah, Thomas Torquemada.
Mysterious alien. So you have the Inquisition that's coming for you, and then you also got aliens.
The Nemesis.
With alien swords. Look at that sword, dude. That sword is dope as shit looking.
It gets better, man. It's seriously. You'll be like, you'll see this stuff, and you're like, oh, it's cool, and then you'll see the stuff later, and you're like, whoa, that's fucking insane. Like it's just fucking. Yeah. His art just gets super cool on it, and then some of his color later on. He went back and repainted some of the stuff, which, if you have that graphic novel thing, it'll have it in there.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of color stuff in it, from what I remember.
He went back and repainted it, yeah. So he got really into painting and shit. So it was like,
but I like the black and white stuff a lot.
Yeah, dude, this black and white shit is fucking tight, bro. Storytelling is spot, bro. I love like the silhouettes and shit, you know. Yeah.
Weird little robot. It's like a tank.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck's going on, but I noticed that too. Is like the robot has like turned into a tank.
I was gonna say, like in the team shot, he's like in the background. He's real small. I was like, but I remembered it. I was like, I think he's bigger than any of them.
Yeah, McQuake.
Yeah,
McQuake.
And that guy on the far left, I think, is the guy from ABC from the.
This guy, the gorilla-looking fucker.
No, you go up a little bit. The far left over there, guy with like sunglasses. I think that's
Black Blood.
Yeah, I think
Joe
that's
Pineapples.
The Judge Dredd character was kind of modeled after.
Dude, on his gun it says groovy.
Dude, he literally
this is like pre-fucking Evil Dead. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
dude. Like later on,
there's like a weird dick right behind. Like there's like a. Looks like there's a penis right next to that dude's head.
That robot right there in the forefront on the bottom is a very Matt Barr creation.
What, Rojaws?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't like the look of it.
But I can see you creating a character that was just teeth.
Yeah, later on, because he's a big heavy metal and like Slayer fan. He writes like Slayer lyrics on like the guns and shit. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking wild. And then like he's like, and the guys like listening to headphones, listening to like Slayer and shit.
Tubes, they're like going through like fleshy tubed areas. Like, what the fuck?
I think they're going underground somewhere to like fight some people. I think that's what's happening.
As a Frankenstein looking guy.
Yeah, this is hot, dude.
So the motorcycle guy's like stalking him, like, and they're going to do something like a mission or some shit.
And he's behind him on his little motorcycle monster sled.
Yeah, you'll see it. It'll give you a better image of him in a minute.
Yeah.
Psycho bikers.
Yeah, like the guy calls in the bikers to fight him and shit.
You seen on the 2000 AD YouTube channel, they have like a 4 or 5 hour interview with Simon Bisley.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it's in this little cottage that he lives that's adjacent to his he lives in a little back cottage house to his daughter's place, I believe, if I remember correctly. And it's just like it's got a pieced out like Harley Davidson in the middle of the room and just like just random pieces of stuff hanging out, and it's like the middle of his studio.
Yeah, no, he was like great. He's working on his motorcycle. He's like, remember, he's painting the motorcycle. And, or doing something. Like he's doing something motorcycle and working on it. Yeah, I mean, I think he lived a pretty wild lifestyle for a while, I think. And so it's like,
he was saying how he's like clean and sober or whatever for X amount of time. I can't remember what. And he's like, I totally look at things way differently now. He's like, I wasn't as focused on my work before, and he's like, and it suffered, and he's like, now he's like, I'm trying to focus more and like do more. And I was like, shit, man, we could be going into an either amazing time or very vanilla time. But I'm hoping for an amazing time of his career. I mean, I've seen stuff lately he's done that's been great. So I'm thinking probably going to get some great stuff still from him.
Yeah, you wonder what he's up to. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, some people do better on alcohol, do better on drugs. You know, you never know.
You're like,
I don't know. I don't
is
know
he
what
gonna
drugs
mellow
he's
out
taking.
too much, or is he? But you know,
Whatever helps him focus and sits his ass in a chair and works. You know. It's
yeah.
like,
Well, he's definitely
used to
more
not
focused
working.
now, I think, is what it is. To sitting and working.
Yeah, but he seems like he has like 3 or 4 projects going on, like, which are not artist related. You know, there's like that. Well, there's a picture of him, and then I guess he painted the the hood of a fucking of like some like muscle car.
Right.
He was talking about that, and he's like, whatever happened to that? Like, oh yeah, they just painted over it eventually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like he kind of just is like when they were talking about in that interview, they say like you're like, what happened to after your Slain stuff? Because they wanted to remake them. They wanted to do a big book, like you remember those Darrow books they would do? They were huge.
Yeah.
And they wanted to redo like an art book for him and just use his originals from the Slain.
They did do that recently. I have the book
but they
down
couldn't.
here.
But they can't find. Like, he's like, yeah, we can't find like a lot of the original art. He's like, what happened to it? He's like, I used to have people over, we just party, and then my art would go missing. So people would just grab the door with his art, like girls probably. He probably just give the art away to girls they liked and shit. My guess. Yeah, there's the motorcycle. That's a fucking awesome picture.
Dude, that's sick as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like it's different style too. It's like something you just I mean, as a kid, I just never seen anything like this. It's like, you know, somebody was doing something just totally unique to their own thing. It's like you can see his inspirations. You know, it's like I'm sure he's Barry Windsor Smith, Frazetta, you know, all these people, but definitely his own thing. You know, it's like, yeah. It'd be cool to see him do a black and white book again like this. But I'm sure it's just like I'm sure he spent like 20 hours a day working on this. Like he didn't sleep and just, you know, went crazy on it.
Yeah. A lot of noodling.
Yeah, dude. Lots of noodling.
Yeah.
Let me do the little button on this. And then while I'm doing the button here, let me add some stitching on this rag. And while the rag is there, I'll draw an eyeball. And next to the eyeball, I'll draw some.
He starts using the airbrush later on, so his style develops like too. He's like, so I think this is all just pen and ink work, but then he starts using like actual like airbrush and does the crazy stuff he was doing later on, like spray painting and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like fucking that's just awesome. Just like these action
eyeball coming out of the guy's head.
Yeah. His anatomy is just perfect too. It's like it's fucking. He's just. I think that's where you learn right away. He's like
it's a lot of meat, dude. It's all of his shit's very tendony.
Yeah,
that's dope as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah. The guy shooting the gun.
God damn,
yeah.
bro.
Joe Pineapples. Yeah,
that's dope as fuck right there too. That shot.
I drew like a cyberpunk chick with like a mohawk thing, and in my head, I remember thinking that I was like it was like kind of like a not like a rip off, but it was like I had that thing maybe that I was pulling from the back of my brain when I drew it because it was similar in its like texture of its design.
Yeah. I think those little circles where the joints would be and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people were doing that. I think that was a little unique to his own right. Like he had developed a style, like some kind of like, or at least a way I'll look that nobody else was doing. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just cool. Like the sword, just, you know, maybe you wouldn't do the sword if you didn't have enough time. And just the way the
wrappings on the handle and shit.
Yeah. I mean, just look at his leg. You see how there's a joint there, and then there's a bunch of little wires, and there's like a plate around it, and there's another little plate. It's almost like I think he developed styles from like watching movies like the Aliens and shit like that, like their mech kind of stuff. He's standing on a head or something.
It's very like biomechanical. I know that sounds like such a corny thing to say, but it's like all the mechanical stuff looks like it's just kind of mimicking like real tendons and stuff, you know.
That's what the guy like. Who's the guy that did like the alien stuff?
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, Geiger. Yeah, I'm sure you got it from Geiger because Geiger was super popular at that point.
It's the other thing that's interesting about it is it's like a very defined silhouette, and then everything else fits within it.
Mm-hmm. Wasted. You see that on the back of his shirt? Wasted.
Yeah. I need to do more silhouette work.
Dude, I've been doing like one panel every other page of like a silhouette. Just not to save time, but just to like break it up, you know what I mean? Just to like doing like white figures on a black background. Like it'll be like a whole black square with just white figures doing shit. Or it'll be reverse of like, you know, black figures moving from one panel to another panel, but it's just silhouettes.
Yeah, I need to do more of that. I haven't done anything like that in a long time. And a lot of it's because like every time I do something like that, there's some person that, and it's usually I try and do it on like projects that I'm doing for somebody else. Like for instance, the Army Ants thing, I drew a page kind of like that a little bit, knowing I was going to put text in and stuff and like whatever, just kind of save some time. And they're like, there's not enough detail on this. You need to get back in there and do more detail, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shit. So I went back in and like threw it in detail. And oddly enough, as we're talking about it, I looked at it afterwards and I was like, oh, this is just a shot from Aliens where they're looking up at the ceiling and they're seeing all the weird, like honeycombing inside the air processing plant or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just that shot like done in the thing. Actually, I have it here in this book. Here, I'll show you the one that
that's fucking.
We're like, there's not enough detail in that.
Sick. Rumble.
Well, it has like hair on it too. That's kind of crazy. I think you have the like on my screen. I can see Prayer 7's like fucking shadow.
Yeah.
So it's blocking the screen.
Oh shit!
In color, oddly enough, in color with the text in it, you don't even see any of the detail work that I did.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna go. So layout.
It's that top shot from behind where they're shooting up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like all the details lost.
So you drew it and then you just like colored over it?
Yeah, the color and then like with the text and everything, it's like it's all covered over anyway. It's like I drew it sparsely because I knew it was going to be covered.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no silhouettes. There's not enough. He didn't say no silhouettes, but he was, because I don't think he knew what that even was. He was just like, it needs more detail. You didn't draw enough stuff in there. And I'm just like, okay, man.
I've been playing with that as well, where it's like I'm not like every panel isn't Jeff Darrow. You know what I mean? Where like like I've pulled back on that, you know, where I'll like maybe do one or two panels to like establish where we are, where I'll do like a close-up shot of like some trash, but like I'm kind of making sure that
if you look at any of the old stuff that we love, like from like the 80s and 90s, a lot of it was that way. Like you'd have a big, beautiful establishing shot with great detail. Yeah. And then like lots of panels with like a defined image of the character, but the background is just open. It's like,
yeah, dude.
And it's meant for like bada 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 be written back there, or like the word bubble to be inserted.
Yeah.
Like not every panel needs to be a Da Vinci Code masterpiece.
Yeah, McFarlane was saying like he used to do this thing where he would actually look at people's pages and give notes on some channel, I forget, a YouTube channel or something. And like he was like, yeah, he's all this is great art and really great detail, but he's all, where am I going to put the thought bubbles or the narration or the thought bubbles or the dialogue? He's all, I'm gonna have to take either widen this out, make it bigger, give us some space in certain areas so that we can put some words in here, because he's all great art, but he's all somebody's gonna lose something. He's all, I'm gonna lose a hand, I'm gonna lose an arm, I'm gonna lose a body. He's all, it's just too tight. He's like, you have to loosen it up. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
So I got this Spawn book not too long ago that I guess was like they only put it out for a short time, and it's all the Spawn McFarlane stuff and everything in black and white.
Oh shit!
And you look at some of the earlier stuff, like we're saying, like his stuff, like you have like this shot here. This is a guy's head, but there's no background.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the stuff we were talking about, but you know, the shot of these people running, you don't see their faces. It's just a silhouette, like you're talking about, Matt. But like, it's a pretty good sized panel that was left open intentionally for the text to be thrown in.
I mean, it's like we're looking at McFarlane, but really, like, you know, we're looking at Wally Wood and his panels at work. We're looking at Alex Toth, you know,
Michael Golden.
Yeah, Michael Golden. You know, Alex Toth does a whole bunch of like blackish shape, you know, silhouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved McFarlane's art in the '90s. It was really awesome. You know, it's like his books were like, you know, like you just waited at the comic book store to see, you know, whatever he did in Spider-Man. You know, like, oh, what's the new issue?
Yeah.
Like you see this page here, right? It establishes the city, then it's a hallway, like a fancy door, and then like the guy running down the hallway and the guy banging on the door. And then once the guy's done banging on the door, it's like close-up shots of like the arm coming out of the door, and like the detail is all on like close-up items, like the guy's hand or his head or whatever. But this background is like, it's just a solid color, or probably a gray
anymore.
Yeah. And there's that, and then, you know, the hand here and the blood. And I'm sure somebody would be complaining, going, where is this hand? Is this inside the room?
Where's
or
the couch?
Where's the background? Yeah, where's the couch?
I don't see a wall or a door that's in perspective.
Yeah.
Well, he's already set it up. He's already set up the environment that you're looking at.
But then you go to a big splash page, and then you get that big background,
you get your doors,
gradient shot. Yeah. And that's where it lives. It lives in the splash page, you know, or the establishing shot. It doesn't always need to be the other thing. I mean, like, look at the city skyline. It's just shapes.
No. Dude, look at that moon with the stripe going across, dude.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, his layouts are the best, probably. Some of the best layouts anybody ever did.
But yeah, it's got all the Capullo stuff in black and white, too, which is kind of crazy. I remember not liking him at all.
Really? See, I was just like, oh, man. That's when I really started to like Spawn, was Capullo took over.
I was like mad because I was like a Todd devotee, and then it, like, Capullo took over, and I was like, what the hell is this? But now I look at it and I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It is the shit, dude.
I
Even
love
back
it now.
then, it's like, yo, this guy was rocking and rolling, man.
It's like when I was a kid and they would do like the Marvel like annuals, right? And there'd be like 4 different annuals, and they'd be drawn by different artists.
Yeah.
And they'd all be like McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and then that hack Mike Mignola would have an issue, and I'd have to deal with his terrible freaking art where he didn't draw any detail, and he was just shitty. And then I look back now, and I want to smack the old me.
Yeah,
because that stuff is beautiful.
Mignola was he was a real he was a regular artist back in the day, and then he changed it up. He really changed his style, but it was, I don't know, there was something like, it was like you kind of just it had a feeling to it. Like it was like almost like a gothic, you know, thing.
And he got better and better too. His
yeah, like St. Cabbage too. St.
Really,
Cabbage
really
is something.
Dude, his Batman is just like peak. It is just woo-wee.
The Sienkiewicz Dune comics. Oh my God, dude. I wish there was a black and white line art version of those.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I even wrote on his page one time because he was sharing something around the time Dune 1 came out. And I go, you know, it'd be great, an art edition of this book. And then Sienkiewicz wrote back with like a smiley face and a big thumbs up. I was like,
you think he doesn't have the art?
I don't know. He might. He had the original paintings from the covers and stuff, because that's what he was showing off. What's that? Oh,
yeah.
I could switch cameras, so it's just the art. You have to
it's
see.
A little, yeah. It was like his Spawn was a little stiff at first, but then
McFarlane's, you think?
No, Capullo's. Like he was super fucking wonky, and then he showed up and he had to like get wonky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want to talk about detail? I mean, look at all the stuff in that face.
Yeah, dude.
It's like right after he fought Batman or whatever.
So
Yep.
you think that the Capullo just basically had to just copy McFarlane's style? So it was just McFarlane's. Like,
Yeah, he had definitely. When you look at it now, you can tell where he was kind of leaning into like the cartoony sort of shape work that McFarlane was doing.
Oh, he
like
was inking.
that
He was
face.
inking him too, right? He was. It
I
was
think
like
Mickey
he was
was it.
inking him, or like.
I think
Or
it's the inker.
McFarlane was inking him for a while.
Yeah, or something like that. And then Danny Meeke, who was inking both of them, he did a lot of this stuff, and I think he was responsible for. I mean, look at the detail on that
So
page.
there was like a smooth kind of transition of just like, I don't know. I thought McFarlane was like getting better. I didn't realize that Capullo was doing like the page
100%.
layouts and shit for him.
I was watching as I was flipping through this book, and I had to actually go check to see where McFarlane started, because it's when he first started out, he was trying really hard to look as much like Todd's line work as possible, and then he just kind of slipped into his own sort of stuff. Like this curse character is just crazy cool.
Yeah, we're gonna make that into a toy.
He did. Every single thing in here became a toy.
yeah, I mean McFarlane. I mean, didn't he go broke at one point? Like he became fully bankrupt or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe.
I know he
I saw
lost a
some
lot of
YouTube
money. He was like something
Twitch
about baseball. He like.
Oh, that's what it
bought
was. Yeah, he
Baseball,
bought all those
hockey team.
baseballs.
$1 million. Something.
It was a big.
Well,
Jeez.
invest all his money in weird stuff, but I mean, you think that he's just pulling in tons of cash from everything he was doing, but maybe everything folded. Somebody's like, how he went broke, completely broke, but I think he lives in a mansion in Arizona or something. So I couldn't imagine he was that broke.
On top of a hill.
He invested in
Well,
those condoms that go over your balls as well as.
Oh my
the
lord.
balls though. Yeah,
Yeah, look at that panel. It's just a whole bunch of
it
silhouettes.
kind of looks like
going.
want to be
Yeah.
Dark Knight kind of shit. Like he's
Well, I like
kinda-
the silhouette of this one down here too, like the face. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do all that detail, just a little bit of it. Hey. But
But
yeah,
I like that shot of the two creepy guys in the alleyway.
alley?
You know,
yeah,
looking at maybe a girl or a guy. I can't tell.
yeah. I can't tell either. I think it's a dude in a sports car.
bald.
He was like,
Nope,
"You
it's
think
woman.
I'm
It's
a
Wanda.
nut?"
It's the wife.
Wanda,
Named
Yeah, that-
after
a witty
Todd.
Wanda.
It was weird how Spawn came out and it was like one of the worst movies ever made. Like they just like
It's pretty
it just
bad.
took the sales out of all that, it took all that like the hype out of comic book movies at that point.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
And then they did
The
a
more I think about it, like
it was just terrible. Yeah, just
it
the
was
characters suck.
insanely dog shit, dude.
Yeah, the Spawn characters are kind of dog shit. Yeah, they're just kind of they're
Oh my god! So like I know I gotta spoil it. I can't believe, Dan, that you didn't watch all of the Penguin.
Yeah, I didn't.
So the Hispanic kid.
The one that he's training up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so at the very end, they've like won. All the various people have gotten their in, and it's just the two of them
anybody
left.
watch the show.
And
Stop
they're-
right now. It's a spoiler.
Yeah, anybody hasn't watched the show that cares.
And they're like sitting there by the Gotham River, and the Hispanic guy is like, we're family, we did this stuff, and he was like, yeah, I feel like we're family, you're the only family I have. And Penguin was like, geez, kid, come here. And he like starts like giving him a hug, and then puts him into like a headlock, and then fucking kills him.
Oh Jesus!
Well, it's age.
And then like takes his wallet and like takes out his ID, and then fucking like walks away. So like all that whole show, you're just like, oh, maybe Oz isn't a fucking monster. Maybe it's just he's like Walter White or something. He's just kind of like fumbling his way to through the underworld. But no. By the end of the show, you're just like, I hope Batman shows up and just fucking punches him in the neck.
Batman doesn't exist at that point. I don't think there's no Batman at all.
That's
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first episode and I was like, and at the end of the episode, I was like, well, that's a super ridiculous ending. I'm like, that's totally unpractical. It just took you out of the whole episode. I was just like, it's totally, it's like a farcical kind of retarded ending. And I was like, I don't really want to watch the show anymore. And I just got bored, so I watched the rest of the season. It was good. Like the chick, the episodes with that lady were pretty fun. And there's some cool
crazy
stuff.
one, the Hangman chick.
The girl that was put in the insane asylum. That's like what's her name's daughter. And the backstory was cool. But it's like whenever they had scenes, there was this stupid remember she poisoned everybody in the house. It was like it's like no, that would never happen, dude. It's like just takes you out of the story. Like this is so. It's like maybe it was. I guess it's written for like kids, but I don't think it is. I mean, it's like
it's definitely not written for kids,
but it is. It is Gotham City, so it's a little out of hand.
I mean, it's just like it's just. But it's like it's totally fucking like lazy writing, dude. It's like you just come up with something a little bit more realistic and just like do something. It's like the whole ending where the kid somehow what does he do? He races a car into the scene, and he jumps out, and then people get shot. It was just like totally dumb.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
oh my god, they're about to die. And
everybody
then they don't. Oh my god, they're about to die, and then they don't.
Well, all the villains are so dumb. It's like any villain could figure out how stupid, it's like there's no surprise. It's like, okay, it couldn't be this stupid. He couldn't easily just walk. It's like walking in a building and like shooting everybody, with no forethought at all.
And they're doing like all this drug manufacturing in the sewers. Like where's Batman at this point? You know what I mean? Like he's there.
I think it has to be pre-Batman. It's like I think wasn't Gotham remember the series Gotham that was on television?
Yeah, no. The Penguin show starts like right after the Batman movie ends. Like after the Riddler has flooded Gotham City.
So that's post the flood.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's post Gotham City flood.
You're right. Yeah, because it shows that in the episode. It shows like the Gotham flood, and they're like overtaking. And they're like, "This is how the kid's family died," or something.
Like that. The kid who's like working for Penguin. Yeah, some of his parents die. Like that's why like his neighborhood's all fucked up is because it flooded out. But when they have like that manufacturing thing, that's like, come on, like you don't think Batman would have found that? But also when like half of a city block they blow up, I don't know. I think Batman would have probably shown up halfway through, but I don't know.
They didn't have the budget to pay Batman,
right?
Pay for the IP for him. They're like no, like DC's
but
like
they
no, give us more money.
They show at the very end, like when Penguin is like wearing his fucking tuxedo. Hey Ma, look at us. We're at the top now, Ma. Like they show the Batman symbol like get turned on.
Maybe it's like he hasn't become a supervillain yet. Maybe it's so he's not even on Batman's radar.
At this point, Batman and him have met.
Okay.
Because they meet in the movie.
Yeah, he's in that the big car sequence in the movie where he chases him down.
Yeah.
He flips the car over and all that.
Maybe I've seen that movie too much.
Hey, go back to ABC Warriors. I'm tired of looking at McFarlane.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
take me off the big screen.
Take me
I'll put it
off
down.
the big screen.
But great book. Was really hard for me to find.
How much did that book cost? Like $100-something bucks?
I got it for like $67.
Okay.
I mean, it's huge, just like a phone book. It is crazy big.
Yeah.
Like holding it now just to show you on my artboard without a thing below it to carry the weight was like kind of painful on my fingers.
Dude, look at that shot. Just like fucking black.
Yeah, they're leading up to some like dark shit about to happen.
I'll see if I can find that book real quick so at least we can see like those painted pages.
Yo, that fucking tangent of that word balloon just like touching the edge.
Mm-hmm.
It's got me.
I think he drew his. I think back in the day, you just kind of you drew your own like fucking.
Yeah.
Like, you just took a ruler out and did it yourself.
Yeah, this is some hand done shit. I'm getting nitpicky. That guy
Yeah,
looks dope as fuck.
yeah, it's like you could see the Celtic kind of stuff he was working on. Like he said he was inspired by like fucking like the Book of Kells and shit like that. He was doing this. So like that
Love
little
that
like
chin. That's
you'll see
dope.
the little card he has right there.
Oh, look at that. Dude, that looks like some Star Wars shit, dude. I don't know if you watch that show, The Acolyte, but the guy like wears like a mask and is like wearing like a long black cloak, and he has like this like helmet that has like these like kind of teeth looking things.
Yeah, I had Disney for a while, and then like I started watching that Solo series, and I just like this is so bad. Dude.
I watched that movie the other day again, Solo.
No, there was a series, or maybe there was a series with what's his name with Han. Maybe it wasn't Han Solo. It was like with Obi-Wan. I started watching the Obi-Wan series. I was like, this is so fucking garbage, dude. And I was like, I can't believe this. It's just so bad. I was just like, they
He's like
just
sitting there like chopping up like space whale or something. It's fucking.
It just nothing made sense. This right here is like a super famous like fucking like drawing right there. You know, with the gun. It's just fucking crazy.
It did. There's like moments in the show, and not to get I'm not trying to get shitty with the little kids in the show, you know, add a little kid in it or whatever, but Princess Leia is like outrunning grown men in like the area the size of a backyard, you know, like wait a minute, you're telling me that like a squad of 5 or 6 trained mercenaries, trained trackers and manhunters are fucking letting a little girl like get away? Like it was just like I was like watching it like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I mean they were saying like it was back then they would say like girl boss kind of thing. They're like, oh, this is girl boss. I think it's just I mean that there people will show that scene where whatever that chick is, the new Jedi chick, and she does this backflip over a speeding racer coming at her and cuts it with a sword, you know, his lightsaber. And they're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. People are like, they're just like, I just couldn't look at this shit anymore. It's just so fucking dumb.
I watched that and I don't know. I thought that's a little overpowered. She definitely knows like cheat codes that other people like didn't know. You know what I mean? It feels like it was like, damn, this girl's playing with a fucking Game Shark.
I mean, she's a Jedi, and Jedis are fucking badass. Like, there's a scene like in like the new ones that George Lucas did, where like
I'm about to get nerdy, so go ahead. But I'm about to get real nerdy with the Star Wars shit.
Well, like what's his name? Like Luke's father, Darth Vader, but fucking whatever. I can't think of his name at the top of my head. But he just jumps out of it's like in the second movie, like of like the new series, and he just jumps. He's like they're like flying through like through the city, and he's like, I see something with this Jedi thing, and he just jumps out of the speeder and just flies down, you know, going through like traffic and shit because he has his super Jedi powers basically. So he's super overpowered. It kind of works in some ways because you could tell the character, the way he's written, and like in the actor, he's reckless and crazy, and he's like, you know, he's just, you know, so it works that he's, you know, doing something. You kind of feel that he's like, he's willing to risk his life, or, you know, he has no fears, you know, where, you know, like, yeah, the Princess Leia character never really had that, you know, she was always a little bit more tame and just kind of like, she never really, in the original series, you know, the first 3, she never had any real superpowers or anything. It wasn't, she just kind of like, she was smart, you know, but she wasn't like, she didn't have the Force in there, you know, whatever. Or,
you know, maybe if they like showed Rey doing more like parkour inside the AT-AT or whatever the fuck she was scavenging from, like it just, you know, they show her like digging for parts, you know, and then she like rappels down, and then she gets onto something and like slides down. Maybe if she like had to do some shit to show that like, oh, like she's been living on this desert planet, you know, she's practically a fucking Fremen, you know what I mean? She like has to fight fucking Tusken Raiders trying to rape her, and, you know, Other things are trying to eat her. There's droids that are trying to sell her moisture and shit. You know what I mean? So maybe like if they showed that she had like become a kind of a, you know, a badass on this planet, but they didn't. And I don't know, like I feel at this point I'm going maybe she's overpowered because there's not as many Jedi anymore. There's like a lot less people like
she could pull from the Force more.
Yeah, because like even one of them is, I forgot who says it, but they're like at one point they're like, yeah, we don't have good control of the Force anymore because there's too many of us.
Well, I think it's like this. It's like they had an agenda, like a political agenda. Be you're whatever. So they knew that there was like so to get this political agenda going, they couldn't hire like art writers, like screenwriters that actually would do this for them because they're like, no, this is dog shit. I don't want to do this because you're an asshole, and I don't want to have this. I don't want to write a political movie. So they have to go to get shittier writers that are willing to play the game with Disney.
I don't understand what happened.
And so they end up with a character.
Star Wars had like Star Wars had like a story group. Do you remember that? They're like, here's our story group, and they got called out these like 6 or 7 people who were supposed to be like well versed in Star Wars, and these were the people who were gonna like tell the stories moving forward. I don't know.
Oh, J.J. Abrams era.
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
He always had a team like when he did Lost. Like he had this Lost team, and those guys had done Tron, and one of the I think the guys that did Stranger Things came from J.J. Abrams or something like that. So I think a lot of the guys you see now that are part of the more popular stuff came from the J.J. Abrams thing, and they have that sort of way of thinking where it's not like you're creating something new. You're more just taking old stuff and combining it. Think about Stranger Things. Stranger Things just combining a bunch of just crazy movies. It's just taking the best parts of different movies and shoving it together.
It was like the best fucking love letter to Stephen King ever. From like the font to to the group of kids saving the planet. I mean, I think it's better than anything Stephen King wrote. But in the beginning, that's what it felt like.
Stephen King's a fucking awesome writer. It's Stephen King's awesome. Stephen King's also writes
short stories, maybe. Short stories, maybe. His long form stuff is
dude, like fucking Misery's fucking amazing. Well, all his books are really good. I mean, you just could sit down and read it. Yeah, he's really an awesome.
I try to read some of it. They just seem like they go, and then at the very end they wrap up in like the last like 5 minutes. You're like,
he was writing him in the 70s. He was a different person. He was probably doing meth and drinking like a madman points. And so he was doing some really cool writing back then. He was he was a maniac, and like he had like a different perspective on the world than he does now. So the Stephen King of this era is he's become like an old man. And
they all do, right? They all like become like.
I don't know. There's a few of them that didn't like who wrote Watchmen?
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. So Alan Moore never. It's weird because Alan Moore, you always think that he's a lib or something like that. Or I'm a lib, but I guess in some ways, I'm liberal. I allow people to do whatever the fuck they want to do. I don't give a fuck.
He's a wizard.
But that's the whole thing. It's like I try to explain that to somebody. So Alan Moore isn't really a wizard because he took a fake thing or fake Roman religion and then said it was his. He just fucks with people because he's just smarter than them. He just fucks with you. He's just a real smart guy. So he's just like, oh yeah, you want to believe in some dumb shit? Here's some dumb shit I'll give you to believe in. That's a fucking awesome picture right there with him throwing the girl.
Oof.
Yeah, the hair and the whole thing, the whole movement on that is just fucking
And
crazy.
the figure disappearing into the black.
Yeah, you wonder if he just like fucked up the leg and just drew over it.
When in doubt.
Black it out.
I've done it before. Yeah, you're just like, oh, there's more black here. Yeah. But no, it's like the muscles are just awesome on that. Yeah, I mean, Stephen, you have to be a fan of Stephen King, but it's like literally there's like so in the movie in the book.
There's some stuff I like. I like.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this one scene that's not
gunslinger concept is cool.
Well, there's a scene in the book that's not in the movie. It's different. So when the sheriff comes and discovers that the writer, the novelist is there, he goes and he like he goes and he starts, nosing around and finds out he's there and he's about to escape. So she knocks him down somehow, like cuts out his feet. And then she goes, gets her drive mower, and then runs over the guy with the drive mower, like tears him to death. That's Stephen King. Yeah, dude, he's super gory, super crazy, dude. Like there's scenes where like in The Stand where like there's this one kid's obsessed with this girl, and so he's always watching her and like the other guy fuck, and then he's just masturbating watching him. It's fucking crazy shit, dude.
Yeah,
and like the whole scene where like in the
weird.
whole thing with like fucking it, where the girl gets gang
It?
fucked by the guys. It's just crazy shit. Stephen King's crazy, dude.
And it does the little kid is like
the girl fucks all the guys because it gives them superpowers. It gives them the superpowers to fight the clown.
Isn't that fucking weird? Like, don't you just think you're just like, yeah, man, that's
Stephen
kind of
King,
fucking
dude.
bizarre,
Fucking
dude. Like,
shit,
that's
dude.
a little like
It's fucking
creepy.
Stephen King, dude.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. Couldn't they have like taken
It's like
a piece of glass from a
the book version
Coca-Cola
of the-
bottle?
It's Stephen King, dude.
I think that would have been a like okay. Option A,
Stephen King
they all smoke a joint. Option B, they all finger blast this fucking girl.
So
Yeah.
Stephen
The
King will
creepy
take an idea and then he takes it to this humongous extreme, and it just makes you. It's just like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. And if you're reading it, you're like, whoa, that's fucking. He took it there. He went there with it.
It's just because it's like I feel like you're already taking us there with this fucking thousands of year old demon eating kids. Like we're already jumping
He's
some
an alien.
hoops
Yeah.
to get us there, and then to be like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna add like this weird shit.
So it just adds more. Like I think it's like a
I feel
self.
like the TV shows do it pretty good without actually showing them doing it.
I couldn't find the 2000 AD, but I did find this other book that I had gotten a while ago called Maze World, which is a 2000 AD story.
Dude,
And there's a shot in here that is very in line with that, which is this dude.
You see how like her glove is all like is white right there.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just so weird, man. Like he does stuff like that. You don't know if he just he just got bored of the drawing and gave up, or he just was like, "This looks fucking cool. I'm leaving."
It's a good contrast. Your eyes drawn right to it.
Well, and the skulls at the bottom, just crazy stuff, dude. He's just it's
and like when your eye moves away, the details fill in. You know what I mean? Like in your peripheral, the details. What are you showing?
This is Maze World book.
Oh, that looks like
where all my 2000 AD stuff is, like my Judge Dredd's and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this book.
Is that a ninja guy right there? Like a
yeah.
white,
Well, what
weird,
it is, it's like a world where like all the time periods and stuff, they're all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a guy who's in modern day England who's about to be hanged, and then he gets transported to Maze World, which is all crazy. I believe it's Arthur Ranson.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Let me look in the front. It says in the front. It's Alan Grant wrote it. Arthur Ranson drew it, and he was one of the 2000 AD artists.
Wow, dude, look at that.
But
his stuff is name on the bottom.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's
just
an excellent artist.
The other guy. Yeah. And I'd seen some little individual like chapters of this, and then when I saw it was like a long time ago when I was a kid, when I was looking through heavy metals and stuff and old 2000 AD magazines. So I just was like, I kind of like was like, oh, that's cool, and I couldn't find any more of them. And then years later, like back in like the mid 2000s, I saw they were reprinting this like as a collected volume. I was like, I have to have that.
Yeah.
But there was look at that shot. It's like a weird like Maze World island thing or whatever where it all happened. But there was a shot in here that reminded me of the Simon Bisley stuff of the
wow, that's just dope.
It was there's like a dude in a dungeon. I just had the shot and I was open to it.
When did this come out?
This volume came out like in like 2000 something. 2018. But the story is older than that. Like it came out way before that.
You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like
96.
Something like that a little bit.
96.
Yeah. So, but
Show it
yeah,
again? I can't
there
see
is.
it.
There's oh shit, it just switched. There we go. That was the shot I was looking for. Like that almost looks like 2000 AD, like Bisley character, you know?
What the fuck is that? It's like a fucking
It's-
owl man eating a person, or it's like
Or
taking a shit
Some
on
sort of
something?
flesh. Yeah, there's like a bunch of bones piled up in its cave, but yeah, it's a crazy
Wow.
creature.
What the?
But he's part of the storyline. He's huge. There's a shot of him fighting kind of the main character. And there's like a scene
giant
like,
monster monkey.
like a gecko dragon.
I don't like the wings. Sorry.
I wonder if he was actually using like real like photos to like do some of this stuff he was here. Like he actually took photos of people like in stances, kind of like Boris did or something like that.
Maybe
It kind of looks like they look stiff, but they also look
Shot
really
of-
realistic.
castle's really cool.
Yeah. Lots of reference.
Well, it's just like look at that face in the bottom. You changed the page, like right there in the bottom, like right in the middle. Like it just almost looks so. I mean, I'm sure you can do that, but
Yeah.
it has that really like almost like photo like kind of look to it.
It looks like the artist who draws all the portraits in I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I was working at a gym back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they always had the Wall Street Journal up there. And I started noticing the Wall Street Journal didn't use photos at the time. They had a guy who did stippled sort of art that looked like Travis Charest or something like that, or like the illustrations on money.
I think I've
Like
seen
it all
some of
looks
it.
like this, where it's like little lines making up the faces and stuff. But yeah, that's how this whole book looks. I mean, it's lots of sort of photo referencey sorts of like this shot right here.
Some of it I don't like. That one where your thumb is, it almost looks too photo referencey.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, there's shots in here that look like that.
Well,
But-
yeah, the movement just doesn't have that flow or that movement. Like the characters don't seem like they kind of almost like stiff or something, like almost like a little like a actual like
Here's those pages we're talking about where it's just lots of. There's not a background heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the fucking mask that he's wearing. That's cool.
I don't know if that's a mask. I think it's painted on the guy's face. Just
No, not that yellow shit. I'm talking about the guy who's got like the bag.
Oh yeah, he's the condemned man or whatever.
Mhm.
He's wearing his hangman's shroud or whatever from when he was executed. And now the green man shows up. It's like all the nature or whatever. I think it's like might be inside of a computer or something like that because they show these people. I haven't read the whole story.
What? This whole thing is in a computer?
I think it might be like part of it's in a computer or something. Because there's like there's like a shot here where these guys are like scientists and they're like got them all hooked up to this thing. And the guy's monitoring everything that's going on. The guy's inside of the thing. I don't know. Should probably read the book. Probably
that's fucking wild.
But
yeah, there's like a video game that's like that. Like I'm trying to think of what Assassin's
reminds me
Creed.
of Zardoz a little bit. Zardoz.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Zardoz is the shit with Sean Connery.
Yeah.
The diaper.
Yeah. Look at that. The big Netherworld thing. It's like a stone troll thing whacking the shit out of this dude.
So it looks like high-speed camera shots of a movie or something.
Well, it's like there's so many techniques nowadays, especially if this is made in 2018, where you
No,
can
this
use.
was made in 96.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was around the same time as Travis Charest then. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say is like nowadays, like it's like you could actually just get a model and then just pose it for for each scene. You can, and then you have a 3D camera, and you can move it around. Just redo the whole thing.
Jeez.
And then you just like trace over it. That's what the Japanese are. They
That's
just
fun.
build everything from a computer program, and they just trace it. They just use it for reference, or just draw right over it.
That's
I got
no
this in the mail
fun.
today.
That sounds like a bummer. Just tracing it.
Well, I mean, what do they do? Like they just like they just like trace over it.
It's pretty cool. It came with this little sword in a plastic bag.
You drew the sword out immediately.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is this? And there's like a little sword in there. Yeah, this has the red Elric soul consumer sword inside of it. It steals people's souls. Yeah, it was a Kickstarter, not Kickstarter, but a backer sort of figure.
Yeah, I wonder what we had these when we were kids. Like they would have been like they could act done, because I mean, in the 80s and 90s they would like allow you to like shock people and shoot people with shit. We would have like guns and shit. Yeah, we would have some crazy ass stuff.
Now they got figures with like severed heads and shit.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, for sure they do.
Oh, really? Oh,
all these barbarian figures that they put out through certain companies, they have like chopped up heads and stuff.
I've seen where they have
new He-Man Masters Universe figure.
I've seen where they'll have like
see if I open
I'm
this.
I'm fucking it up. Where they'll have like different heads and different bodies, and you can switch them up like the Legion of Heroes or something. So it's like you can have a caveman, or you can like mismatch it and have a knight in shining armor, or mismatch it up and have an alien, or you can like have an alien head on a barbarian body. But they're all like, it's fucking pretty cool. If I was a kid, I would. That's what I'd be latching onto. And then there's some acid rain stuff that is fucking dope.
The robots.
Yeah, and then that Joy Toy just like cranks out some shit that you're just like, what the fuck? But I just look at the photos. I don't order anything.
See if I can open this thing. There we go. There he is.
The last thing that I actually bought was a Will Eisner book.
Which one?
It was the City People Notebook.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
I did.
Comes with a big ass crazy shield. It's got like a ring finger. Crazy little ring on there. But yeah, I don't know if does the sword come out? Oh, the sword does come out.
Is that blood on the sword?
It might be, because this is, I don't know, did you ever read the Elric books?
No.
So his sword, he's like cursed connected to the sword. And the sword, he has to, in order to stay alive, he has to keep feeding the sword.
Oh, shit.
And basically feeds the sword people's souls by like killing them with the sword. It doesn't just like kill them, it also absorbs them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So he doesn't like having to use the sword, so a lot of the time he'll fight not using the sword. But then he has to use the sword, otherwise he'll get sick and die. But yeah,
It was like a vampire or some shit.
Kind of, yeah. It was like, I don't know. It was like the writer wrote it for like part of like a short story thing or whatever. At one point, it was like included with other stuff, and then he collected all the short stories into a book, and then he started writing novels continuing the character. But it's real hard to get the license, I guess, to do any sort of merch with the character, because the guy keeps a pretty good grip over his license. So the Elric figure, I guess, had to be real limited because they couldn't do very many of them. And then the what do you call it? The
somebody finally just coughed it up. Like, man, this guy wants a kilo of Coke uncut. His fucking toy.
The sword requires cocaine.
Oh, I got two of the swords.
The artist requires cocaine for this fucking deal to go through.
My sword requires you give me all the cocaine.
So they accidentally gave me two swords, I guess. They slipped one into the shipment, and then there was one inside the box already.
What's this for? Like, what's the universe? Is it?
This is from the company called Harbinger Studios. They do. I'm trying to remember what the name of it. There's like they're like the design studio, and then the studio that puts it out is like, God, I'm trying to remember the name of them. They make figures like Matt was talking about, where they have like a lizard man body, and then they'll make like 6 different lizard man heads and like a bunch of different parts, so you can like make them however you want. You know, you can swap out all the body parts and stuff. And
it's like Machu Lock, but the whole toy line the whole toy line is designed to like it sticks together, you know, the stuff stays together, but it's like designed to, you know, the arms pop off of the torso, the legs pop off, the shins pop off, and you can mismatch them. So, you know, the alien head can go on the barbarian body with the, you know, shining knight in armor legs. You know, but each figure is, I don't know, like $20. So
yeah.
They're not like fucking Masters of the Universe $5 a figure like they used to be.
Yeah, I think this one was like $40 when I pre-ordered it. They did the Death Dealer, which I missed out on, but I think Big Bad Toy Store is going to have it.
Based on like Frazetta stuff or something like that?
Yeah, it's one of the Frazetta designs. They have 2 different versions of the sword here. They have this triangle-shaped one, and then in the package they have one that's more of like a I kind of like this other one better. It's a longer blade. It's sort of the same thing where the runes are all lit up on the hilt. This one's more, it looks like the runes are more intricately painted, where this is just, they smeared it over the sword. But this is, I think this one here on the right, this triangle shaped one, is more how it's described in the book. Because in the book, I remember it being described as like a bigger, thicker blade, not thin like this one.
That blade's almost as big as him, and it goes up to like his torso or something. It's like Wolverine's claws or some shit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like 3 feet long or some shit.
So we can slide it in there. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like a claymore, you know, Scottish claymore. You know, it's like you're just kind of like swinging it through the fucking crowd.
You ever like look in? Were you ever a fan of, like the Romans, like the Roman army and like the Roman like weaponry and stuff like that, and their armor and
Oh
shit?
yeah, I'm fucking.
It's crazy shit.
I think
dude.
about this shit at least once a month.
I mean, it's just thinking about like wars and how like the wars happened back in the day and how like weapons happened. It was like it is really like it's kind of fascinating. I mean, the Roman army definitely had better like armor and weapons than any other army at that point. But I imagine like the Germanians and like the Britons and people like that. So they'd fight them, and then somehow like a few guys would die or something and leave their armor around. So then those guys would be able to take like old Roman weaponry or something like that and use it themselves. Maybe that's how things got given to them or something. I don't know. Or maybe eventually I think the Roman Empire, like the soldiers end up like settling in other countries, and then probably brought along their trade to them, to other places.
Yeah, a lot of like the downfall was the Germans who were like raised in the Roman Empire, but like remember being conquered. Like people like slowly rising up and then like basically like learning Roman tactics, Roman strategy, how to do all these how to fight as a unit, and then like went back into the German. I forgot the name of the general, but there was a general that did that. Like as soon as he like was able to, he like bounced and went back to Germany and started teaching them how to fight like shield wall shit,
Well, the legions would like settle. Like legions weren't actually people from. Sometimes they were, but a lot of the time they weren't actually people that settled. They were from Rome. They were actually like foreigners that came there, and then like they were just badasses. They just were like, okay, we're gonna keep you around. Like they'd fight a battle against the Germanians. And they'd enslave some of them. Obviously the Romans, and like but after a while they generationally they would go and like they'd have a camp, like the Romans would set up a camp inside like some other foreign territory, and then they'd just stay there, and they'd breed and whatever, they became part of their society. That's the reason like the Roman Empire kind of spread so quickly. But yeah, no, it fell for all sorts
of reasons. Can you imagine if they went to the Americas?
Oh, like across the Pacific Atlantic?
Yeah. What if
the Spanish did that?
Or there was like a Chinese emperor who they were like rocking. It's like, hey, how come China isn't in fucking California? Like there's like some emperor who was like, yo, no more boats. Something happened. I don't know. You'll have to Google it. But there was a Chinese emperor, Ming Dynasty kind of shit where they were like, they had giant sailing boats, and he was just like, yo, no more fucking giant boats. We're not doing it anymore. And so they stopped doing like long distance sailing. They basically just like stuck to their shores,
They probably it's probably military apparatus thing. It's like they probably need to spend their time fighting battles or something, and the sea battles weren't worth it or whatever was going on. Like, the reason why the Greeks were able to like prosper so much is because they had easy living, because they lived in like the Mediterranean area.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like fucking Babylonians way back in the day. The Babylonia was like it wasn't modern day Iran. It was actually like this plush area, and so they were able to develop irrigation and stuff like that because they had plenty of time. Like it wasn't hard. So the Greeks, the same thing. They had a lot of fruit. They had a lot of fish from the sea. They had a lot of prosperity. So they all lived around the Mediterranean. Like most of like civilization in Europe was all built around the Mediterranean in North Africa. It's like it was all just they just sort of they traded, and it was like,
I mean, it was like they got it up into England. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you kind of if you can figure out England, you could probably figure out America if you made it over here. And maybe run into the Native Americans. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, some people say that the Indians were there was a landmass thing, and so it separated, and then before that, there was connected to like Asia, and so it was like they used to just like migrate over here. But you know, it's like things change all the time, and who tells you one thing is who knows what their bias. The reason they tell you is, I don't think they look very Asian to me, except like the Indians don't really grow hair the same way white people do, so it's like they're a little bit different. They grow up more like Asian people, so they could be related to Asians, but they don't look very.
Question is, do they have earwax? The Asians don't have earwax.
Oh, really? That's weird.
For whatever reason.
They and their pubes are straight.
Really? I only seen shaved. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, it's I just know that like there was when they were talking about like DNA kind of testing, they were saying like,
yeah, I thought there was. I don't know enough to be like, hey man, what the fuck you talking about? But I wasn't there some DNA of like the Russians and the Mongolians. You know, it was like Mongolians.
Well, the thing with
Eskimos, DNA, and then from Eskimos to, you know, Pacific Indians and Pacific Indians down. Like there's
the thing about DNA is like the people that run all that stuff have their own agenda, and so I think that they take ideas and they take the DNA they want to look at and not other DNA. So it's like if you look at something that's like maybe 2,000 years old, you're looking at like a skeleton or something. Maybe, but it's like somebody saying like the whole idea is just like I think the DNA is pretty tainted. I don't think it has. I think they whatever it's. I don't think it comes from a pure specimen from 20,000 years ago. I think it's been it's like we're a pretty mixed culture. Even if we
well, I mean, do you think if somebody, let's say you got a company that doesn't know what they're doing, they're just doing the DNA, and then you get modern day Mongolians, modern day, you know what I mean? Like you could still dip into the DNA and then see if there's any connecting, similar traits or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. I just don't trust those people for some reason. Like I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not. I don't disagree with you. I'm like trying to figure out a way to like be like, okay, well then how would you set it? How would you set it up to where
I think you'd have to go into a region and like dig up like a dead body from like 20,000, 50,000 years ago, and then be like, okay, this is who lived here. Like that's what they did in Turkey or something.
Yeah, see, I feel like they would be able to do it a bit. If you went to Mongolia and you found a family, hey, how old are you? Oh, we've been here for as long as we can remember. Okay, we take blood from the women in the family,
right?
Because like the DNA, the trait goes through the women or through the moms, and then you go and you get some people who are fucking Pacific North American, Inuits. You get some blood from them from a couple of different places.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be possible. It's just it would cost a lot. And it would kind of it could possibly distort, like you're saying, people's agendas.
Well, it's
like,
funny.
No, I fucking coalesced from the plains. You know what I mean? Like, no, turns out you just walked down here from Mongolia. You're not like native per se.
Yeah, well, the theory is like that it was like Arctic Pass or something. But I mean, it's like you look at like all the people that run Mexico; they're all Spanish blood. It's like,
yeah,
it's just like like people call them like Mesoamericans or some shit or something like that. It's just like
No, you could totally tell the difference between like a native, because like a native Mexican like looks like a fucking Aztec. Got the schnoz. They're kind of shorter. You know what I mean? They look like the Aztec paintings.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
they look like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. No,
they look like fucking Apocalypto.
Well, those are supposed to be Mesopotamians, I think, right? Is that right? Like the fucking more central, like
I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be.
But yeah, but the Aztecs are different. Yeah, the Aztecs were the Mexicans, and they were. I mean, I think they shared it a little bit. The Aztecs were the ones that were in Mexico City, and
okay, it was
and they're taller and they're thinner, They were there before the Spanish, but yeah, I mean, it's just, you see, I think it's like, I've heard from people that like, like I grew up in California, so you grow up with like Asian, Mexican friends and shit. And like, they'll be like, they're like, oh yeah, you don't even understand anything about our culture. I go, what do you mean? They're like, oh, they prize like white skin more than I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you care? And they're like, oh no, it's like people want to be more white, especially in China. It's like, the more white you are, the more like regal you look, or it's like this weird thing.
Well, there's like parts of the Caribbean that are like that. I don't know if it's like not Haiti, because I think they murdered all the plantation owners, but
isn't that crazy?
It's the Dominican Republic. It's like, yeah, there's like the plantation owners, they all look fairly white, and then you have like the more darker skinned, Hispanic.
Yeah. No, it's crazy to think that like majority of the African slave trade went to South America and Central America, into the plantations, and I guess in like the whatever the islands off of Florida are. And then like when the slavery became they just killed the slaves.
Brazil,
they didn't actually.
It's fucking wild, and it's fucking like
they just killed them off, system. Yeah, I mean, well, they had Irish slaves, they had Scottish slaves, they had like fucking Australian slaves. They had all sorts of like white slaves, French slaves. Like the movie Papillon's about being a slave, and like
great movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. And like, but it's like so funny to think it's like what they used to. Everybody in the United States just killed off the slaves. Like there were slaves in like fucking China. There's African slaves in China. And they just like when they got run of it, they'd work for a while. The slave would be done with them, and they just kill them off. They just murder them.
There's so slaves weird. Now, right? Everybody's saying there's fucking slaves in Africa right now. Slave market.
Oh, there is. Yeah, no, it's like it was closed because like the British in the United States banned slavery. And so they went through, thing. And one of the last holdouts was the Ottoman Empire and stuff like that, which is like, where modern day like Greece is, I guess, in Turkey. Yeah. And like, which was to say, the Ottoman Empire disappears after World War One. But like, it's like the slave markets have reopened because of like Saudi Arabia and places like that want to build these giant high-rise buildings that need slave labor. So
yeah, those are all like slave labor, right? All these people making Dubai and
not
shit.
Like traditional slaves, not like an African slave the same way as it's more like indentured servitude, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's like, if people in super poor countries, they can't survive, right? And they're going to die. And so they're like, well, either you could die, or you can go this other place and work and make, we'll pay for your rent and you can just work and you can survive. So it's like,
yeah,
kind of what they're doing the Mexicans, I guess.
And I saw something in India where they have like brick factories where they've just like indentured the men to where like their whole families are like forced to live at the brick factory with them and shit.
We've been doing that in China for
they're
a
like
while.
making fucking brick.
Definitely do that in China.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about the Uyghurs, man. They're just like they're in China, like China proper, I guess, but they're Muslims. So the Chinese government has made them like fucking like I guess like undesirables and put them in camps, and we don't say anything at all. Like nobody ever talks about it, but it's pretty crazy, dude, to think about. Like they're actually like in these, they're basically internment camps, like for Muslims and shit in China.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, dude.
I mean, no joke, dude. They call them Uyghurs too, which is similar to a derogatory word for a black man. It's kind of weird, dude. Like, whoa.
Yeah, when you first said it, I was like, what are we talking about again? And then,
what are we saying on my show?
What are we talking about on my show?
Como se dice?
I mean, I can understand, if there's like a certain like cultural protection that China wants to do, like, but I don't know about like just like straight up putting them in camps. I could see deporting them, being like, hey,
and they murder them too at will.
Well, they harvest like the their organs and shit, and then sell them to rich Chinese people. But they're kind of like supposed to like teach them to not be Muslims, So they like, or whatever you call it, like mind fuck them
by selling their fucking organs to
or
somebody else.
They keep them in camp. And
Now you
they-
got one. Now you got one
children,
kidney. What
They're
about
like-
that?
They're re-educating them into being good
re-education.
CCP people.
Yeah, or just not Muslim. Yeah, kind of taking that religion out of them.
I mean, I
mean,
can think of it there. See
what's going on
what
there?
are they? It's communism. They're it's the communist way of getting them. I prefer them just finding Christ rather than fucking.
They might not. They might avoid Christ. They might go to Muhammad or something. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know enough about like their Asian culture to really understand the reasons behind everything. And if the Muslims are a direct threat, I know that like Malaysia and like places like that, the religions are being turned into Muslims. So, or whatever, converting to Muslims.
Yeah, there's some place where like, oh yeah, like the movie The Raid, right? You're like, oh yeah, this guy's a Muslim, okay. But then Japan just like announced a whole bunch of laws that was like, no more fucking burqas, no more fucking mosques are being built, no more fucking.
They're still there. They still have a lot of crazy shit in Japan. They're just like they're stopped. They're slowly taking it out, but they got out of hand.
Yeah, they're just like, whoa, Jack, we're done.
Well, I think those places have a lot of money. Like Saudi Arabia has a lot of money, and they always say Saudi Arabia is connected to like 9/11. And the reason they say that is because they fund these terrorist camps. And so the theory is they go into these poor countries like Philippines and Malaysia and places like that, and then they just
Iran was also a big fund.
They don't have the money that Saudi Arabia has. They have money, but not. And they, I don't know.
A lot of the Hamas shit was from Iran. I'm not saying fucking Saudi Arabia was squeaky clean. They like chopped up some reporter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that whole thing. Yeah, it's like it's all Middle Eastern politics. Like it's so fucking complicated to really understand who's the good guy in this situation. You're better off being an American just saying they all suck. Like, I don't want anything of them, anything to do with like Middle Eastern politics and those people, because they're all like they're all kind of seem shady at some point, right? They're all doing some kind of scam on each other, or they're all like connected to some terrorist.
That's what I was worried about. I just I still do some stuff for Live Golf, and that's all owned by Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I mean, the Saudi
Arabia was like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna be working with the Saudis."
Oh,
I was like,
Live Golf is Saudi Arabian?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I was just watching a thing about that this morning with Leah, and we were talking about it. That's the thing they make fun of in Happy Gilmore, because the bad guys in Happy Gilmore, they're like their whole thing is like a Live Golf thing or whatever. Or Happy Gilmore 2. It's an X Games golf.
Yeah, I don't know enough of it. I just do some storyboards and shit.
Right. They pay well. Their money spends.
But their money spends. I was like, hey man, this is how much it costs. I'd like to get at least the first part up front because I've never worked with you. They just like paid the whole fucking thing before I even started work. I was like, oh, okay. And then like somebody like me like stuff, and then I like draw, and then I send it back to him. So I don't even really watch any of it. But it seemed like it was team based.
Yeah.
All team, like if you were on a team and you didn't do that good, you were still guaranteed like fucking millions of dollars at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So like if you went into like PGA and you were like, oh fuck, I landed in top 15, but I landed in 12th place. Like I'm not gonna if I'm lucky, I'll make $1 million this year. Oh, well then Live Golf was like, yo, how about we just like give you fucking $3 million off the bat to sign on, and then you'll be on this team and you'll just divvy up money as well as have your own shit still. So like they still have like their own. It's kind of complicated, but it's a little XFL kind of like there's some like
I know they were saying something about how like they were poaching a lot of like professional players from over there.
Yeah, they're poaching, but it was like dollar bill, y'all. But
Yeah,
then
and they're
Live
saying-
Golf has bought into PGA, so now everything is okay because they're like,
Oh, really? Because they were
Yeah.
saying before that if you went over to Live, you could never come back to PGA. They'd ban you for life.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard
that's no more because
Oh,
now
wow.
they've now partnered up,
They're like, oh.
aka Live Golf was like, how much are y'all worth?
They're like, we'll just buy you, and then there won't be a problem with our guys playing wherever they want.
Yeah. Now we'll turn you into part of us, but we'll leave you because you're you have legacy clout, you know.
Yeah. Hold on.
You go back to Bisley stuff. Let's take more look at that shit.
I'm sitting here fucking drawing.
Oh, you're
Hold
drawing
on.
too. Okay. All right.
Hold on. This is that army ant stuff. It's the hot lady. Hot lady.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
Army
I
Ant
want
stuff.
this.
I'm talking to Leah real quick on the phone. I didn't want to have to be on the thing doing it. Sorry.
Yes, it's definitely style over structure, and that's so much fucking style that it's sick. And this guy was 18 at the time.
I think somewhere right around there. I forget exactly. I think he was out of high school by then. I think he'd graduated. He was about to go to college or something. But he had never drawn anything in a real way. But yeah, it's like you can see how the art gets better. It just gets more dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he's getting more confidence. Like that little picture on the bottom left right there where he's like hunched down.
Mm-hmm.
That people always talk about that fucking. It's just like it's just the movement in the hands and everything. It's just like it's just and the leg. It looks like, you know, see how the leg is actually like it's kind of like the hip kind of comes out.
Yeah, it's moving. There's definitely like some movement in there.
Yeah. He just got real confident after a while of drawing this. He became really, really good. I wish he was still doing this quality of work. It just, you know, it's like kind of just he started getting real sloppy and just real lazy with his artwork, I think, or just focused painting and shit. Yeah.
Woo! Jeez, that's hot, dude.
Yeah, it's the little characters in the bottom left, like the little Ewoks or something. The little gremlins. Really crazy.
With the middle finger, that's funny. Wow. I almost like don't want to look at this too much.
You'll think you're not good anymore.
Or I'll just start riffing off of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
like, hey, look at that
when I was a
fucking,
kid,
why are you
right?
drawing and that shit like that? We're like, fuck.
Yeah, no, it's like everybody, all my friends all wanted to draw just like him. They were like, yeah.
Yeah, at 19 or 18, holy cow, man.
Yeah, I kind of wish he went to go work for like a major like company like Marvel or something like that.
Sword with the mouth screaming, dude. Shit ass. I love it.
Yeah. Celtic shit.
It's like,
see those shoulder pads and all that little like designs. That little,
yeah.
Weird shit. Yeah. Little face on the top right there. It's pretty crazy.
Like the cape creeping around too. That's dope.
Yeah, dude. He was before, and it's like it's so weird to think. Yeah, these pages just get so much better and better and better. It's just like he's just going. He's just like in his zone, fucking just going off.
These guys are still in the fucking leg. That's funny.
He's like a pirate kind of character. This is SMS. Like the last page is like not his. It's like the other artist. Like he was kind of like he does like 3 more runs on this. Like he, but it's like, you know, it's a big series. So there's like this run, then another run, then this run, then another run. So it's like between issues, like SMS would take over. And
I like this though. It's got like the zipper tone and shit getting used.
Yeah, SMS is good. Yeah, it's like kind of like a wannabe.
It's not so much. I'm not really. This looks like. Sorry, I'm not jamming on this stippling right here.
Well, it's a
But
different
this,
artist for sure.
Yeah. I know.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard when you see his art and then you see the other guy's art. It's like when you're a kid, you'd get that same thing. Like somebody would take over, like a McFarlane, like somebody would take like Art Larson would do an issue of Spider-Man. You're like, oh, I'm not buying this issue.
Yeah,
McFarlane to do the next one. You're like,
they would fucking slip it into your comic book bag, right? Be like, hey, here's your books for this month. I don't know if you ever did that, but you'd have like a list of the books that you were getting as like a pull box.
Yeah,
and they would like slip in some shit and be like, all right, yeah, let me get here. Let's ring me up, and I'd be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not fucking buying this, dude. Stop trying to sneak your shit into my fucking bag.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they did like when Mike Zeck did like the Craven series. It went across all the Spider-Man. There's like 3 different Spider-Man books, like Web, Spectacular, and then Amazing Spider-Man. And so it's like people would get used to buying all 3 issues. Like it was kind of like they'd trick you like that, they would. I mean, it seems like Arthur Adams would do a random issue or something, you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you kind of like, where's the Arthur Adams? Wish he'd do more. Like you do Cloak and Dagger for like 1 issue or something. You're like, oh, I don't like Cloak and Dagger anymore.
Yeah, I like the idea of Cloak and Dagger. Well, yeah, man, it's 8:00. Frickin' Awesome only goes for a couple of hours. It's like happy hour thing.
Yeah.
So, thanks you two for being on here.
Yeah, I had fun.
Good seeing you, Dan. You're always welcome.
I think you must be on the phone or something.
Yeah, he must be. All right. I might start up a draw stream later. I don't know. I'm over here doodling. Show you what I was drawing. I think I already showed this. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like some sort of zombie, and he's got like a control helmet on. And then here's my Inglorious Rex redesigns. Here's Shane Davis angry, and he's typing on shit. He's typing, and then here's like some kind of guy who's like plugged in. So
what's the whole control thing? Is it like did you see the new Fallout series? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I have.
And they put the devices on the heads and shit. Is it kind of like that where they
maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I was also thinking of like the guy from Tron, one of the headmaster. He's like an old man, but he's got this big kind of head thing.
Oh, for the bomb guy. I was talking about the zombie guy, but yeah, the bomb guy.
Oh, the zombie guy? I guess so. I don't know. Like I was thinking the helmet goes on to the corpse, and then like the tentacles come out, and the tentacles kind of wrap around the body and animate the body. Does it make sense? Idea.
So is it a post-apocalyptic zombie land or something?
I don't know. Maybe it's your fucking commies. Maybe it's Russians. Maybe it's like a little chunky. I don't know.
You never seen a zombie movie in Europe, or in Eastern Europe, I guess.
Yeah. I would love to see a zombie movie that was like Island. Where like somebody was like using the zombies as like voodoo, like warrior, you know what I mean? Like, please, don't be doing no land development on my land. Sorry, lady, but we got the rights. Oh, I have a heart attack, but before I have a heart attack, I'm gonna curse you. And then all these zombies come up, so they're not like trying to eat you, they're just like, they got like, machetes and shit.
Wasn't it like one of the George Romero movies on an island? Like it was like
I think so. Was it Island? I think it was Island of the Dead, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's still zombies. It's still like,
but it's not quite.
It's not part of the trilogy. Not part of the series. Is it a trilogy
It's
that he did?
part of his series of films for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird. It was
They were
kind of
getting
like a
super
Hatfields
cheap,
and
dude.
McCoy type story on an island.
Yeah, kind of. They were getting a little cheap. I felt.
Well,
Right?
he didn't have. He didn't.
Yeah.
Well, making a movie, you have to get funding. That's the whole sort of trick behind making a movie. Is so they have to go to financiers to get something, and so when you go to the financiers, they either say, "Oh, we like the script," or "We don't," or change it. And so you got to, yeah. If you didn't want to change the script, you might be like, "Well, I'm going to take the little bit of that money, and just make this movie instead of trying to like shape it so the studio will give you big money for it." You know, so it's like
It went from like his stuff went from looking like movies to looking like fucking bullshit CW stuff. And I don't know if it was like fuck film, I'm gonna shoot everything on video.
He definitely was shooting on video towards the end.
Yeah, dude. Shooting on video. There was like a stage of ass. Like it went from like film to ass video to like digital, which digital now you can like make it look however you want, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wonder like how he ended up like because I know he kind of went from different series to different series, you know, almost like without much forethought. I think you just kind of just jump in and do it, you know, and just try to work, you know, like just a job, you know. So it wasn't that big thing. And I think he got ripped off so badly as he was in trouble. You know, it was like his first movie blew up, but he didn't make any money off the first movie. He was broke. And so he had to keep making movies to make money. So it was like, or Spielberg.
He should have done the Resident Evil one. That would have been good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got a book.
All right, man.
So thanks for being on here, man. I'll talk to you guys later, and hail to the chat. Thank you guys for being here. I'm out. See you next Monday.
Yes.
You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye.
See you there, chat.
Bye, chat.